Diwakar, for you.
Hi, thanks for coming. And I've never done this for my own films. But this is a film that I'm not directing. This is a film that I'm producing. And I've been very careful that I don't treat somebody else's film with the same negligence that I treat mine. Certain compulsions, which we'll talk about if those questions ever come up. And that's about it. Very happy to talk about a film which I'm not directing, so I can be shameless plugging it. And I would like to call first Kanu Behel, the director of the film. And he will talk to you a bit about his film, and then he will take it on from there. And while I'm calling Kanu here on the stage, I would also like to call Guneet Monga of Sikhya Entertainment, who's a very important part of Titli's presence in Cannes, and she will be talking about it. And she is a person who probably also does not need any introduction to film business watchers, and she's one of the pioneers who've made roadways into Cannes with Indian films. And a lot of the international distributors and marketers all over the world today equate Guneet with a prospector of gems who will take gems from India and present it to the international audience. So more about that later. I'll give the mic to Kanu. He'll talk about the film, and then maybe you'll get a glimpse of the trailer. Well, you can't see the trailer if you sit there, no? We'll move out. So, yeah, we move up. Yeah. So we'll first photo up. Just standing.
It's a film about a guy called Titli. It's a film about three brothers and a father and a young girl who comes into the house. It's about this young boy's journey of wanting to escape from this violent, oppressive brother. And what he does on that journey, he plots, plans, lies, cheats, does all sorts of things to get out of this house and get away from these people that he hates. But on that journey, slowly, he starts becoming exactly like the people he hated most. And it's about what he does with that realization as it hits him. It's about family, it's about patriarchy, and it's about these five people. So I think, yeah, let's get a look at the trailer.
My question to the director here, towards your right. Your protagonist is a male, right?
Yeah.
So why Titli?
I have no idea, actually. I've been asked this question a couple of times now. In retrospect, so the honest answer is it's not thought of. It's not something that we actively thought of. But in retrospect, since I've been asked this question a couple of times, it's a film about patriarchy. It's a film about how men behave with women. And there's this young boy who's trying to break away from these patterns that he feels run within the family. So I think just a slightly feminine name probably just instinctively made us fit the character well, me and my co-writer, Sharat. The other slightly funny reason is that I'm called Kanu. So a lot of my friends have said that, maybe that's why his name is Titli, because I have a slightly feminine name. So maybe that's the reason.
Diwakar, why did you choose to be the producer?
I really don't know, because quite frankly, it's task enough for me to kind of produce my own films. That takes all my life and all my strength. I mean, at night I come back home drained from the experience of producing and directing my own film. But Kanu was very clear. We were working together from Oe Lucky. Then he co-wrote Love, Sex or Dhoka with me. And after that, it was a kind of an unwritten thing on the wall that when Kanu's first film comes up, I would produce it. Though I am not the kind of director, producer who goes on to produce a lot of films for the people who worked with him. I am not. Anurag is, and Vishal is. I have enough of issues with my own films, and I can't really handle too many films. So when Kanu came to me with his supposedly first film script, and we both sat down on it, we kind of knew that we would be doing it. But that script, we decided that we would not. And then Kanu went back. He was supposed to assist me on Shanghai, but he did not. He went back and wrote another thing and came back to me with Titli. And that is when I read the first draft of Titli, that is when I realized that short of directing it myself, the next best thing that I can do is, first of all, my first reaction was to be able to direct it. I didn't know how to tell this to Kanu, okay, your first film, why don't you let me direct it, So somehow I wasn't shameless or selfish enough to do that. And then the best thing to do after that is to be associated with it as a producer. So that's what I did. The script really pushed my buttons, It really made me sort of sit up and become jealous and impressed and inspired all of a sudden. I remember some of the most rewarding moments have been the scripting sessions or the creative sessions that Sharad, me and Kanu have sat on while Titli was still a script. And those sessions inspired me in my other endeavors like Bomkesh Bakshi or whatever it is. So for me, it was a very creatively exciting time. That's all I can say.
So it could be said that it's Kanu's baby in totality, without no interference of Diwakar.
Well, if a producer interferes, then he probably is committing suicide, because I know, but I'm a producer now, so I can't afford to be a director on someone else's film. You can't backseat drive. If you have decided that you're producing this, if you've had a kind of a consensus on the screenplay, as much of a consensus that you can have between two people, then it is suicidal and fatal to start backseat driving once the director starts. So no, I wasn't really. My job was to see how could we finish the film in the minimum budget possible, how could at the same time give Kanu the best creative comfort that he could have, and all those extremely logistical things. And that came out of my own experience of making my films in the shortest, smallest possible amount that I could. So that's all I did, nothing much.